All right, Australia, come on up here, join me up on the podium. Everybody comfortable? Okay, we talked a little bit about how you surfed down the river at Salzburg last time, so I'm going to skip that this time around. So
I just saw that.
Yeah.
Just before coming on here, they just played us.
Very charming, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's cute.
Have you guys seen it?
Yeah, we just watched it here too. Yeah.
Yes, I couldn't stand up for very long. Yes.
All right, I'm going to go right to press right away. I'm going to start with Alistair. Hello, Alistair.
Hi Guy, Alistair Birch from SBS Radio. Guy, I think I'm correct in saying we're both migrants to Australia, but you moved there with your parents when you were very young.
Yes.
Can you remember your initial reaction when you first found out about it? Do you have any advice for kids in Europe or Australia facing a similar relocation for today? And very quickly also, Paul, can you tell us how the show has been received back home so far?
Cool. When you say when I first found out about it, specifically when I migrated to Australia? Of course, yes. Well, I was very young. I was about 6 years old, and we migrated from Malaysia. I've got a very mixed background, but I found it an incredible move. I mean, my dad's a geologist, so we spent a lot of time moving around, different places and different states and countries, and finally settled in Australia, and never looked back. It's an incredible place to live, and I settled in, I think it was 1988 we were there, and it was just an incredible place to grow up. I grew up in Adelaide, which is quite a small city in comparison to a lot of cities like Sydney, and I loved it. Just an amazing place. I mean, Australia, even though we lack the history that you would find in Europe, the architectural history, and obviously just history generally, we're quite a young nation, but the natural beauty of Australia is breathtaking, and even just watching the postcards back just then, I sort of started to feel a bit emotional. I was like really proud of just what we have there, and the people are beautiful, the scenery is beautiful. Where I live is a suburb in the eastern suburbs in Sydney, and you've got the beach. I've got the beach literally a stone's throw away. I'm 15 minutes drive to the centre of the city in Sydney, and 10-15 minutes drive to the airport, which is handy with all the travel I do. But there's not a lot of places in the world where you have so close access to such beauty and also practicality, so it's great.
Sounds really hard.
Can I just quickly address Alistair's question about the response to last night's show was incredible in Australia. There is an enormous momentum of interest for Eurovision. Australia is a place of many migrants. I'm a migrant also. There is an incredibly strong European presence there, and it's really important that you understand that from our perspective, that's something that was very important to us, that there was that connection in the show. I have to say for my own part that watching the show last night and the diversity that it showed, the wonderful Finnish performers, the Serbian performers, the Romanian story, they're really great stories of diversity and kindness, and to be part of a show that has such generosity and spirit. For us, it's the greatest entertainment show in the world, and we are so delighted to be part of it.
Well, we're delighted to have you, that's for sure. I watched it on TV last night. I went home and watched it extra special because I wanted to see what it looked like on TV, and it looked amazing. It really did. I mean, I don't know. That's perhaps I can't be objective, but I really thought it looked amazing.
Oh, it is.
Okay. So I'm going to take a question from David. Hello.
Hello, it's David Alexander from the Star Observer. It's been a while since I last saw you at the Opera House.
Yes.
I won't ask you about what idol again. It's known that you're not too well. You're a little bit under the weather. Are you concerned that that has impeded your being able to rehearse it 100%?
Yeah, I mean, I just pace myself during rehearsals, you know. I think sometimes as a performer it's very hard to suppress, you know, I guess yourself a little bit. As a performer, if there's even two people watching, you want to do a great job, because you don't want those two people to think, oh yeah, that's going to be okay on the night. Even if I know that on the night I'm going to give an extra 30 or 40%. I guess, you know, I just hate making excuses. So that's why I'm sick, but sometimes I sing better when I'm sick. You know, sometimes I'll have this kind of these dulcet tones that I don't normally have, or you know, there's that hoarseness that will give me more character. But we're singers; we're at the mercy of our bodies, you know, and it changes daily. Sometimes you're not even sick; you don't even know, but there's just more pollen in the air or something, or your lungs are a bit tighter and you can't breathe that day properly. And that's the beauty of singing. It's kind of, you know, when you see someone nail it on stage, you know that everything's come together, and that's why you give, I do, when I watch people, I give a lot of props and a lot of respect to people who can deliver constant, consistent performances, but come Saturday I should be fine. I mean, yeah, I'm a little crook, but I feel like I'm getting better, and it should be fine, yeah.
Isn't that always the way whenever you have a little cold, people are like, oh, you sound so sexy. Like, okay, I'm going to go to the young lady with the stripes.
Hi guys, Claire from Women's Day in Australia.
Right.
I just wanted to ask you, I spoke to you a couple of weeks ago and you were saying how you didn't know how this was going to change your life. Already, I think this has changed your life. Do you want to talk a little bit about how you think it has already?
Of course. I mean, even on the I guess the physical level of people's attitude towards me over here. You know, I obviously, you know, in Australia, I can't really get around freely as I can in other parts of the world where no one's heard of me. So, you know, in Australia, going to the mall or something is always a fairly cumbersome. It's not as easy as going, say, to the mall here in Vienna where no one really knows me. So it's but since the onset of Eurovision, you know, there's people who are starting to stop me and get photos and say, hey, you're the Aussie guy, and things like that, which is all well and good. I mean, I didn't get into this life to I guess have fame or be recognisable. I got into it to hopefully spread my music to as many people, and obviously the offset of that is you become a well-known person or whatever. But my dream is just to play music in different parts of the world that haven't heard my music. You know, I'm a songwriter. I have been for a long time, and nothing makes me more happy than just sharing my music with a crowd that's unfamiliar with it. So it's an incredible opportunity, and definitely has changed my life in that regard. But last night, I think I properly got bitten by the Eurovision bug. You know, just being in the room and feeling that energy, being in the green. I was in the green room as I was being interviewed by the host, and it looked so much fun in that green room. I can't wait for my turn in that green room. I'm going to pace myself with the wines and the champagne. Definitely drink after the performance. But
that's a good cue, actually. It's time for you to choose where you're going to be placed as far as your performance.
Oh, wow.
Second or first half final?
Oh, hang on, as in placed, as in like...
Where you'll be performing.
Wow.
Yeah. Did you know that? Dun, dun, dun.
All right. No.
Oh.
Actually, that's that.
Oh.
First
half.
Is that good? Is that good? Is that a good thing?
It's good. It's good for the viewing public, that's for sure.
So, probably not good for Australia, because that means I'm on earlier. It's like 5 something in the morning or something.
I mean, you know, we've come this far, might as well.
Exactly.
Right? All right, well, do we have any other questions? Oh, we do. Ooh, lots of questions. Michael?
Hello, Michael Adalo from the Sydney Morning Herald. I guess I want to ask you if you can talk a bit about the soft diplomacy of Eurovision, away from the music, what it's been like to meet artists from other countries, and what happens in those exchanges when you come from a group of people from very different cultures come to have an artistic conversation, an important sort of diplomatic side of this event.
Yeah, well, I think the connections between the performers kind of speaks volumes for what the whole event is about, because yes, there's different cultures, at times different languages, and but we're all connecting through music, you know, we're all connecting through a mutual respect and admiration for each other's gifts and talents, and it's an incredible thing to be able to I guess communicate via music. You know, even I've been communicating with people who are translators, and yet we all feel like we're one, you know, together, and I guess it encapsulates the theme of building bridges, because that's what music does all the time, every day, and I haven't felt any sort of competitive spirit or competitive nature. It's with anybody. No one's kind of put me up and down and go, oh, he's the awesome guy. You know, it's kind of like been just really welcoming and really. I don't know, like when I was waiting in the green room yesterday, people coming to get photos, I was going to get photos with them, you know, with Paulina, with Loic and all the guys, and it was just, it's a great community behind the scenes, you know, there's a really great vibe and a great community, which is what I've probably enjoyed the most, just kind of, last night that was my favourite thing, just being, you know, I went up to Greece and she, you know, she killed it too, amazing, last night. Amazing.
Okay, well, in the spirit of familiarity, I'd like to say I feel like an honorary Sheila.
Oh, yes, that's good. Very good. Sheila is what we, for a long time in Australia, would call a lady. Oh, she's a good Sheila. Good Sheila.